All right, and the first question was talking about where to get a planner. So where to get the best productivity planner or a productivity journal or a daily journal. And I think that, I'll start off with this at the very top. Again, like a lot of tools, it's not that maybe there's that one tool or that one planner that is the best for everybody, but it's finding out what you want and then kind of adapting the tool to that. So I think of that in terms of like you have a framework and then you find the tool that works best for you. That said, I think I'm going to run through some options real quick that will help someone who's just saying, I don't know, I just want to try one. I personally use the Best Self Journal. I've been using it for, I believe it might be 2 years, but a year and a half at least. Gone through several cycles with it. It goes on kind of a 90-day cycle, which I find to be very effective. And there's a lot of business planning that happens that way too. And this is not a coincidence. Plus there's a lot of psychology behind it, but it works really well. So you can find a link to that and grab that. They're generally about $30. And, you think about that, that's, what would that be? 30 cents a day. So like almost a quarter. I mean, it's a great investment and it's a great way to set goals, keep track of goals, keep yourself accountable. And it's pretty awesome. So I can think of a few improvements to it myself. Like I like having additional paper to do some doodling and brainstorming and things like that. But overall, I've been pretty happy with it. And maybe one of these days I'll get around to kind of optimizing and making my own. But until that point, I would say, check out the Best Self Journal. If you've tried other journals and you want to incorporate some other elements, you could make your own. I've done that before, and I'll have a link to that. I have a post where I've put my own together, and I think that's perfectly fine. If you know what you want in a journal, it doesn't take that long to lay it out, maybe in like Microsoft Word or in Google Docs, and make it so you can print it out, fold it in half, and every sheet of paper, if you print both sides, you could get 4 days. If you do a daily journal out of. And that can be really effective, and you can put it into your own notebook. And if you're into that sort of a thing, either customizing or you're more craft oriented, that might be up your alley. The other thing, without going now into a long list of all the journals that are out there, and there's some additional good ones out there for sure, is to come join the Real World Productivity Group and join with the link in the description and ask people there. You can get a lot of different inputs on a lot of these journals that are out there that maybe different people in different fields use, or they use them in slightly different ways. And I think that getting that input is really effective. But to circle back to the beginning, I think that you have that framework of why do you want to use a journal? How are you going to use it? And what do you want it to do for you? And then you go find the journal that fits that. And sometimes you have to try a few. But again, I would say just grab one, get started with it, and see what works, what doesn't, and then, kind of adapt from there. So anyways, good question. And always fun to talk about these. Getting a new journal is kind of fun. I know getting started with them can be difficult sometimes. People, it's like a blank piece of paper when you've got to start writing and you're thinking like, oh man, I don't want to mess it up, or, but a lot of it is just getting started, use it. Journal's meant to be written on, stuff scratched out, goals, set and changed. And, it's the process, not the product. You want to just concentrate on using it and how you're using it and what it can do for you, and get in that habit. And don't worry about, well, what happens at the end of 90 days if I didn't hit my goals? Well, you didn't hit your goals, but you tried and you're moving towards them, and you do it again. So cool. Thanks for watching. You can stay up to date by subscribing right there. If you'd like to come join our free Facebook group about process, automation, productivity, all that good stuff, you can do that right there. Just answer the few quick questions and you'll be in.